given voice to the average people, okay? So instead of using this as a way to pull quotes from, you know, like I said, Tennyson before, or Martin Luther King, or Billy Graham, or any of the religious scholars in any religion that's out there, right? You've given word to average people, okay? And that's one thing that I like, is you're turning their words into a bit of an art form, okay? Because you're right, not all these people have blogs. Not many people know what to do with them. They don't necessarily know how to publicize them. They don't know how to do a blog in a way that gets high Google rank and gets noticed and gets linked by other people. So in some respects, you're raising them one notch above. Now my question to you is, what are you going to do to make this more accessible and available to people? In other words, if you can get this higher up, right, if you can get this to the point where you have a fairly good readership, people who are interested in the same subject, religious scholars, anybody who might be interested in the passages that are coming through, helps elevate them even more, because you do have a link down there for them to go read.
Mm. Yeah, I guess probably, as you said, I'm not, in essence, I guess the main focus of this is I'm not the content creator. I'm mainly the content presenter. I'm the content aggregator. And so I guess the best service that I can do to these authors is to spread the word about this project and to get people to come see this. Because once you see this, then you can, if you wanted to create your own search, if you wanted to create your own phrase search, Google blog search is available to everyone. And it's simple to go do. I mean, you can look for as specific a phrase as you want. Like, I am having a horrible time in Dallas. You want to find someone you can help out in Dallas, just search for that phrase or whatnot. And so, I mean, and people, it's amazing. You can search for whatever you want, and the Google juice, it'll find it.
What kind of response have you had? Have you had anybody come back that you've featured, or have you had communications with people who have started following it?
Just kind of on a minimum scale. This has only been out there for 3 or 4 weeks, I guess, as far as timing, that wasn't New Year's, Christmas, and all that. I haven't been able to devote much time since then, but I plan on going mainly to the religious part of the world, but also to the secular part. So I think I try not to make it more of a Protestant God or whatnot. And I struggle with thoughts of whether or not I should include other names of God that other cultures may have, such as Allah or something like that. And so, just for the purposes of this first iteration, I just included the 3-letter name God. And so, but again, open it to other languages maybe. That would be a whole other bucket of worms. And
what you could also do, there's some pretty interesting quotes up there, and you know, not stuff that you would normally expect to see, like, does God have caller ID that just passed by? Mm-hmm. You wouldn't normally see that. Being able to sort of see some of the best of, because this doesn't repeat though. I mean, it's not on a 30 quote loop that you're doing. It comes in and it streams out to the other end. Whatever passes through here is lost.
As it is right now. And that's another iteration I would like to do, is more of an archives list, where it would take the RSS feed and just
so they could actually watch it from the beginning and be able to see what people are saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as it is right now, each time you refresh, there's about a 15 phrase list, and each of those phrases has about 30 searches. So if I left it going, it would eventually start to repeat after it hit, what's that?
Now,
450 or so.
I know Nicole had asked the art in this. We've got the technology, we've got the words. I see art in the words. Are you going to do anything else with the site on an art side, or are you going to? I mean, the design of the site left it as very simple,
yeah,
non-distracting. Don't take away from the words.
Kind of leaving it as the kind of progressive disclosure. You want to give the viewer as little as they need right from the get-go. And if someone wants to dig in deeper, for example, there is, if you wanted to learn more about the process or something like that, or why it was created, there's always more at the bottom. So then, given them more control, I started to give what you could do. Say, example, you found one you wanted. Well, if you wanted, for example, this one's okay, it goes on, I want to keep it on this one. Well, you can pause it, keep it on there as long as you want, and you can also increase the speed if you wanted to, so that it would go quite a bit faster if you wanted to go longer or shorter. And so I just wanted to start diving in, giving the reader more tools. Say, for example, an archival, and then you can also add that in with the search capability and whatnot.
Okay, let's open it up to see what do you guys think about it?
So how do we get to this? Do we want to view it?
Well, you just go to neopsalms.com. You can also Google NeoPsalms, and it's the top one.
What do you think about it? Does it
That's
inspire you to want to go and take a look at it and
Sure.
see what people have to say?
I actually find the tool even more fascinating. I didn't realize it was out there. I didn't realize you could do that depth of searching.
As far as like Google blogs or
Well,
RSS or
Yeah, the Google blogs, I didn't know that existed. And it sounds like he's doing one search and getting a response and then researching his response to narrow it down more, which is something pretty cool too.
okay. Other comments? Anybody have any thoughts about how he could make it a little bit better or something that's missing in here?
One suggestion that I have is that maybe you could have the ability, like say, if somebody does miss something that they are reading just because they're so interested in it, that they could backtrack. And I really do like the idea that you have the ability to link everyone together so that they can communicate more, even with some of the things that wouldn't show up right away.
The problem with art and technology merging is that most artists obviously aren't technologists. And so, as you've said, did you code that yourself? You had two others help you?
No, it was myself.
Oh, you did do it?
Yeah.
JavaScript? You had to teach yourself JavaScript?
Yeah, which is, again, one of those drawbacks, as you said, is sometimes the ideas are bigger than my capabilities or the people I know.
What's happening, though, is that our next gentleman, the Renaissance man, looks at programming as an art form himself. Okay, so it's not unlike the, like I said earlier to one of you guys, the alphabet. You know, it is a technology. It allows you to present a story or do something, build something through words. And the programming language is a language like the ABCs, and it's allowing you to build something else. So as you work on this, somebody else with programming experience might look at this and be able to take it even further. I'd be curious what Jay Kyle might do if he visualized it, if he was able to. You could add a Google map to this.
Yeah.
So now you can start seeing where these comments are coming from. Are they coming from the United States, Israel? Are they coming from Florida? Where are they coming from? That's just one thing. You could also link it into possibly build even in a social network.
Yeah, and one of the projects that inspired me to do this is Jonathan Harris. He created a project called We Feel Fine. And it's more of a specific, I guess not as broad as this would be, but he searched for just the phrase feel. And then he captured what was after that. So feel bad, feel good, feel happy. And then he captured all those feelings, and he gave them, for example, he visualized them as dots. And if the feeling was more intense, it was a larger dot. If it was a happy feeling, it was a blue or a cool color. If it was a mad feeling, then it was a red, a pink, some hot color. And so they're all bouncing around on the screen. You can hover over one, it'll stop, and it'll tell you what the feeling was. And because of where these blog postings are at, usually on a blog it'll tell you, it'll always tell you when it was posted, what time zone, for example, and sometimes you can even grab the gender of the person, the age of the person, where the person was at. So since you know where the post was made from, what time it was made,